Long ago, in the heart of the majestic Golden Valley, a secret lay hidden beneath the morning light, where the mist flowed like soft white silk. Every single morning, as the sun began its ascent, a giant ghost appeared within the thick mist, towering over the ancient trees of the valley. This figure was truly immense and frightening to behold. No one knew where it came from or what it wanted from the peaceful forest inhabitants below. All the animals were trembling with deep-seated fear. They huddled together in the shadows, watching the ghostly giant through the thick, white mountain haze. The legend of the misty ghost spread through the forest. It was a monster of darkness that ruled the Golden Valley during the early dawn hours. "It is coming for us," they whispered in the dark. The valley was no longer a place of peace, but a land of terrifying, giant shadows. The great elephant was the strongest animal in the entire forest. He decided to confront the ghost and walked toward the mist with a heavy step. Stomp! Stomp! His massive feet shook the very earth beneath him. He believed his great size would protect him from whatever monster lived in the fog. But when he finally saw the giant shadow, his confidence vanished instantly. The ghost had a trunk even longer than the oldest, tallest tree in existence. His heart beat fast with a rhythmic thumping of dread. "It is too big. It is far stronger than I am," the mighty elephant cried out. Without looking back, the strongest beast of the jungle turned and ran away as fast as his heavy legs could carry him, fleeing into the trees. The other animals watched in total silence. If the powerful elephant was afraid, then there was surely no hope for any of them in this valley. Next came the brave tiger, the king of the jungle floor. He had sharp teeth, long claws, and a heart that feared absolutely nothing until today. He roared at the ghost with a thunderous, terrifying voice that echoed throughout the valley. He wanted to show the monster who was truly in charge, but the ghost did not move away. Instead, it raised its own giant, sharp claws into the air, looking even more dangerous than the tiger himself. The brave tiger was shocked to his very core. He had never seen a creature so large or so bold in the face of his fury. He lost his courage in an instant and disappeared into the dark forest, leaving the mysterious shadow to rule the misty morning air once again. The animals lost all hope. If the strength of the elephant and the courage of the tiger failed, who could possibly save them from this ghost? Then, a tiny praying mantis arrived. He was very small, barely the size of a leaf, but he possessed a mind that was very, very smart. While others hid in shadows, he was calm. He carefully polished his green limbs, preparing for something that no one else in the forest understood yet. He did not run away like the others. Instead, he began to climb the highest rock in the valley, right where the sun shone the brightest. The golden sun was shining directly behind him now. He stood tall on the peak, looking out at the giant ghost standing in the white mist. He looked at the giant ghost and smiled. He didn't see a monster. He saw something else. He was ready to reveal the secret to everyone. He began to perform a series of elegant movements, dancing gracefully under the warm light. He was testing a theory that had formed in his mind. The insects and birds watched from below, confused by the tiny creature's actions. Why was he dancing in front of the terrible, giant mountain ghost? The fear in the air began to change into curiosity. The tiny mantis was the only one brave enough to stand his ground in the light. "Look closely." When the tiny mantis moved his green arms, the giant ghost in the mist moved its massive, terrifying arms at the exact same time. The mantis began to jump and dance playfully. High above the valley floor, the giant shadow mirrored every single move with perfect fluid accuracy and grace. The animals began to poke their heads out from their hiding places. They were completely amazed, wondering how a tiny insect could control a giant ghost. It was not a ghost at all. It was simply a shadow. The mist was acting like a giant screen, catching the light blocked by the mantis. The bright morning sun behind the tiny mantis made him look like a giant on the mist. It was a simple, natural reflection of his body. The mystery was finally solved. The terrifying monster that had scared the strongest animals in the forest was just a tiny, brave insect playing in the sun. As the mist began to fade away under the warm sun, the giant shadow disappeared. The valley was bright, peaceful, and full of life once again. The elephant, the tiger, and all the other animals came out to celebrate. They felt a little bit silly for being so scared of a shadow. They laughed and cheered for the clever little mantis. He had shown them that size does not matter when you have a sharp and observant mind. The mantis sat proudly on the elephant's shoulder, a true hero of the Golden Valley. He had taught them all a lesson they would never forget. The animals learned a great lesson that day. Our fears are often much bigger than the truth. Do not be afraid of the shadows in life. Be brave. Look closely at your fears, and you will find the light. Remember this always. True wisdom is much stronger than any physical size or strength.